Even though my video was cut short, it made good for part one, and I'm going to continue with part two. So as I continue to think that this was my own thoughts questioning this being here, that very interesting, that maybe at one point after I started thinking for myself and realizing that I was becoming very smart, they sensed the vibration, and I have this root chakra and this loin chakra going besides the three that the clown has. So now it's kind of like, oh, it's the perfect time. He's questioning it. All right. So when this happens, I didn't even notice was here anybody was here. But when I was questioning her, she fell to the back because she knew that this was happening. I didn't know that this was happening. So I didn't even know where the fuck she was at. And I was just like, wait a minute. What's going on? Uh, are you gonna like respond, or you know what I mean? Like, it was just very interesting because the questions were perfectly logic, and the feelings of that maybe she was in on it that they were implying were perfectly logical. That's the dogmatic system. That's why everybody in here is eating each other, and they think it's logical somehow, or they think she's mean somehow, or whatever. These followers, they're brainwashed. They don't know. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. So it sounds logical, just like space travel and seeing the whole illusion, but it was all just an act. So at this moment, I completely started thinking, like, they had me thinking that if I didn't just leave on a boat, then I wouldn't slip past her and I wouldn't get out of the matrix anyways, because she's in on it with them, and they want us to think that they're against each other, so I don't realize that they're really together. And I was just like, whoa, and it was so logical that I was questioning her, and I was angry, and it was hilarious because the whole time I didn't notice any of this was happening. But when I started to sway back, because when I was grounded in this thought anyways, that I was here and doing the righteous thing, your mind always sways back and just starts saying, what if? But when that happened, I started to sense an aura of stoogery. That's not how my normal thought process works. I started to get an aura sense of stoogery, like they was trying to get their shit together in my head. So telepathically, I was having a conversation. I had no realize I was thinking to myself, but I was really talking to myself telepathically. That's what I was doing. So it was like a perfect opportunity for them to slide in on that whole question thing. But in the end, I realized that they were trying to manipulate me. So this is another reason why she decides probably when I get this spear, I'm starting to realize that she's the one that's just going to hand it to us or turn it on or make it happen when she's ready, because this kind of shit happens. Like, think about it. If I had went to Cool World and came back with some superpowers or something, and then they start this whole thing and I'm like, wait, why would I even want to wait? She could be in on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole shit was totally logical. It was so logical. I don't want to repeat it because that's the mind control that you guys are in anyways. You don't even want to hear that shit because it's just too much. It'll just make you say, wait. And if you're not on high vibration, you won't consider the real truth of it. Like, oh, why did you get your flesh taken away? Why did you get your eye ripped out? Or why do you fucking get trapped in this place that you want to get out of so desperately? And why you keep calling her a whore? And why do you keep saying all this stuff about her all negatively? And why you already doing all this negative shit? You know, see, when you start going back, then they start getting all like, and then that's when you notice, like, wait, busted. So when that happened, I noticed that she was back there in the back somewhere in my mind somewhere. It's like a big telepathic space of network in our heads, like a telepathic playground. If you don't know that it's accessible, that it's there, and man, I couldn't possibly get fooled like this again. I started thinking this morning, man, maybe I'm ready now. It's very interesting. So I started wondering, like, is this perfect timing just for me to break out, or did they know that I was going to break out, or is it like I got so many questions, but just gonna sit back and just enjoy the show and keep sun gazing, and just know that things are happening the way they are supposed to be happening, and people just don't get impatient. Just keep sun gazing. Don't get impatient. because we don't know anything. And that's what I come to realize, is that I wasn't really thinking for myself, was I? But I was. But I wasn't really, see what I'm saying? Like a lot of questions I was asking, man, that were super deep. And then these motherfuckers just slid in like, yeah, so many questions, huh? It's just like, man, nah. As soon as I start making this video, he confirms it. This Gabrielle fucker confirms it. He pops his head out like a mist of an essence. And he's like, well, if he doesn't fucking, what did he say again? He says, well, if he makes this video, then he'll never realize that it was true all along, that we were together. Like, that's how bad these lies are, that they sound that true, that he can pile up some kind of backup of merit to the lies. Man, it's bad. So you don't want to even hear anything. It's like TV. It brainwashes you, right? The same way. So if you're not decoding it, just turn it off, because you're just brainwashing yourself. See what I'm saying? It's just like, if you're not decoding it, you're just brainwashing yourself. Well, can't get fooled like this again, can I? But only she knows what's to come in the future. And they thought that they could outsmart her, I guess. I don't know. But she knew that I was going to pull through. That's why she didn't interrupt them. All right, well, this is Grim Nasty. And as always, when you get awake, stay awake. Oh, yeah, you know what? The rip. Somebody's going to say something about that. If this video goes viral, if this whole thing becomes famous because this is true, it has to, somehow, some way. This is going to prove this piece to be authentic. It's got to be flattened out with the rip, or it's not the real one. See what I mean? I love this rip. I love the rip. Am I torn? No, just...